think we got everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Katie Cox. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for the Texas A&M Gator Bowl. Welcome to our invitation press conference. I'm going to leave everybody muted as the guests speak through their remarks. And then as you have questions, if you'll just utilize your Zoom hand, we'll call on you to answer a few questions at the end. And to kick it off, Greg, I'll start with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Katie. And I want to thank everyone for being here on Christmas Eve. It's been a big day for the Texas A&M Gator Bowl. In a little over 24 hours, we were able to find a replacement for the Southeastern Conference representative. And we were very, very happy to welcome Rutgers University to Jacksonville. We're so excited to be able to welcome them to great Florida weather, the beaches, the Marriott Sawgrass. We know they're going to have a blast while they're here, and we're just so happy that they really want to be here. And to us, that makes a huge difference. So I'm going to turn it over to John Deuce, who I'd like to thank John for. He was in the war room with us as we were going through all the different scenarios. So John, I want to thank you for your leadership, and I'll turn it over to you to take over at this time. But thanks, Pat, and thanks, Coach Schiano, for being a part of the 77th annual Texas A&M Gator Bowl.
Well, thank you, Greg, and thanks for all your leadership, too, over the last 24 hours. It is our privilege to host the student athletes, coaches, administration, and fans of Rutgers Scarlet Knights in the 77th Texas A&M Gator Bowl. The Scarlet Knights are led by head coach Greg Schiano, who is leading the Scarlet Knights to a bowl game for the 7th time, winning the last 5 trips. This will be the program's first bowl berth since 2014. In 2021, Rutgers University earned Big Ten road wins at Illinois and Indiana after completing a 3-0 non-conference slate. This marks the Scarlet Knights' first appearance in the Texas A&M Gator Bowl and will be the 3rd time they faced Wake Forest, previously in 97 and in 99, which were both Wake wins. This time, I'd like to officially welcome Athletic Director Pat Dobbs and ask him to please make some remarks. Pat?
So thanks, John. This is a great day for Rutgers University. We're really, really excited about the opportunity ahead of us here with the Gator Bowl. I believe the 6th oldest bowl in the United States in the great city of Jacksonville. So we are very excited to bring our team and our fans down to Jacksonville. We've already checked the weather forecast. It's going to be great. So that's good. I want to also extend my congratulations to John Curry, the AD at Wake Forest, and to Coach Clausen on their spectacular season. What a great representative from the ACC to be in this bowl. I want to congratulate Coach Schiano. What the job that he's done in 2 short years is quite remarkable. And unfortunately for A&M, obviously, I know they would like to be here if they could. So we appreciate the difficulty that they've had to go through, but we appreciate now the opportunity that we've been presented. We can't wait to get down there to the great city of Jacksonville and have a great game on New Year's Eve, Gator Bowl. That doesn't get better than that.
Thank you, Pat. Really appreciate it. Now we'd like to ask Coach to make some remarks. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you, John. And Greg, I appreciate everything you've done today to help this process through. Really excited about coming down to the Gator Bowl and to Jacksonville, and what great history to play in this storied bowl game in a great city. We're very, very excited. Our guys just got off a Zoom call with them, and our team is thrilled, can't wait, and are ready to get back to work. So we are really looking forward to it. Coach Clausen has done a tremendous job at Wake Forest. We go back 30 some odd years. We're very close, and look forward to competing with his team again in a tremendous venue and a tremendous bowl game. So I know our team's excited. We got a lot of work to do, but can't wait to do it.
Great. Thank you. Katie?
Okay, so we'll take some questions. We'll start with Cole Pepper.
All right, thank you, Katie. This is for both Greg McGarrity and then a follow-up for Coach Schiano. Greg, can you kind of walk us through the important beats here over the last 48 hours of how this happened to go from Texas A&M pulling out to getting Rutgers approved and in? What were sort of the key moments there?
Well, one key moment was late Monday, when we found out A&M was having issues, which certainly put up a red flag in the COVID world. And then to find out Wednesday, which was yesterday, at right around noon or so, that A&M was not able to field a team, and then to be able to pivot. And just tremendous cooperation from the NCAA, the Football Oversight Committee, the Big Ten staff, John Curry, Michael Sullivan, Ty Halpin from the NCAA, and just everybody working together and really going to the protocol in the NCAA about running through the list of teams that were 5 and 7 and had the highest APR rate ranking. So it was a process that certainly the NCAA facilitated for us, and we had a lot of reach out. A lot of teams reached out to us. We could not invite anyone. We didn't have the right to invite anyone because the NCAA was going to determine that. But once Rutgers, which was at the top of the list, said they were interested, we were able to huddle, and here we are with Rutgers. And so this has been a 25-hour period here that has been really hectic, but it all ended up great, and Jacksonville's going to have a great game on the 31st.
Okay, Keith Sargent.
Hey, this is for either Pat or Greg Schiano. Regarding the APR, I know after Greg left the first time, it was really, really good. And I know, Greg, you've always emphasized the importance of it beyond a tiebreaker scenario. But how much importance did you place on getting it improved after you arrived?
Well, I think, Keith, you're exactly right. That was always something that was very important because what it represents, and that's success in the classroom, and that's, they're student athletes, and the student part definitely comes first. But Chris Ash, who was the coach before, did an excellent job, and I have no idea if it was the numbers that are from when he was coach or since we took over, but I think that's been more of a Rutgers identity in the football program, is that's the way that things are going to be run. So I'm awfully glad that that is where we are, because you're right. It was nice to have it be whatever you called it, a tiebreaker, but more importantly, it's about the academic success of our student athletes.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add is, it's one of the things that our new president, Jonathan Holloway, has stressed is academics are going to be first. And Greg set the standard, and we've seen that across all of our programs. So I know our president's really proud, and this is what the NCAA is about, right? Is in instances like this, let's reward those schools that do put academics first. So I think that's something to be celebrated today as well.
James Crutch. We may come back. It looks like, James, can you hear us? Okay, Chris Eisman.
Just for Greg Schiano, what are your next steps now in terms of getting the players who may be left back to campus, and when you can start practicing, and I guess how many practices you think you're going to be able to get in?
Well, it's a good question, Chris. I mean, we have been working on this in the event that it did come to fruition, and our guys, I want to make sure they've had plans, and I want to make sure that our players can be with their families on Christmas morning. We need the time as coaching staff to put together a game plan. So our coaches are in right now, and we've been working on Wake Forest here for the last 24 hours in case, and so we're moving along pretty good, and they'll get back here Christmas night, and then we will get started. And it won't be very much more than a traditional game week, but Coach Butler, who's been with me the entire time, I think the finest strength coach in America, we worked. The good thing is we had the opportunity to train the first week after our season was over. We thought we still had an opportunity to go to a bowl game. So we trained that week. We trained the week after, and it was a great week of training. And then when we got into final exams, it was voluntary, but I mean, by just watching who was around, it was pretty well attended. So I think being that we have such a late final exam schedule here, and, you know, we didn't officially get done with school until the 22nd. So our guys haven't been gone too long, and I'm not worried at all about that issue. Coach Butler's got a program that they're doing the next 2 days at home to do some change of direction things and get themselves ready. And then we'll ease into it, get into a game week, and then go play the game on Friday. And we're looking forward to it.
All right, we'll go back to James.
Greg and Pat, my screen froze for a second. I'm not sure if you guys mentioned this. The guys who have declared for the draft who have signed with agents, do they have to receive a waiver to play in the game? And is that possible for them to receive that waiver?
Yeah, they do have to receive a waiver. And the ones that choose to do it, I've already spoken with compliance, and we're involved in that right now. And I think being that it is such a unique situation, I don't see there being any problem with that, but we'll take it as we do it.
Will Brown.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking my question. So my question is for Coach Hobbs, for Mr. Hobbs. If you would just describe the logistics of how you're going to get your team down to Jacksonville over the next, how you're going to get your team down to Jacksonville, and the logistics of how you did that, and kind of preparing for this opportunity if it arrived.
So I have a whole team of people right now that are making phone calls and working on arrangements, working with airlines and various charter services. We'll get down there.
Bruce Beck.
This is for Greg Schiano. Hey, Coach, congrats. It's been a turbulent 22 months in this COVID sports world, and yet your guys have made a commitment. You've shown effort and unselfishness throughout. Do you think this is validation for your kids for what they went through and the way they comported themselves?
I couldn't agree more, Bruce. I think that, getting a new coach and 3 months into it, having COVID hit and not being able to coach your guys, then having your season canceled, then reinstated in mid-October, this group of players has been through a lot. And I just got done telling them that on our team meeting, is that, sometimes opportunities come your way, and we always talk about it. There's no such thing as missed opportunities, because someone's always going to take it. And in this instance, we're the person who gets to take it. And we're really looking forward to going out there and making the most of it. We know our opponent is really good, and they're well coached. And as I said, I've known Dave for a long time, so it's going to be quite a challenge. They're a really well coached, good football team. But as Pat said, we'll get on that plane. We'll be down there. It'll be a good game.
Steve Politi.
Hey, Greg, you've had 25 days since you played Maryland. A lot of the players have scattered, started thinking about going to pro. You've had changes in the coaching staff. Just curious, what makes you think the team can be ready in this shorter period of time when Wake Forest has obviously been preparing for it for several weeks?
Well, I think it's two parts, Steve. I think number one, physically, if I didn't think we would be able to, I wouldn't do it. And no matter how much, football coaches want to coach games and football players want to play in games. I mean, that's why we do it. And it's an incredible sport, because it's the only sport where you practice exponentially more than you get to play the game. And we are really excited about playing one more game with this 2021 team, because this 2021 team is really the 2020 team as well, right? Most everybody came back with the COVID year. And as was mentioned, I think, as Bruce said, I think this is a deserving opportunity. Now, as things were unfolding yesterday, I certainly did a straw poll to make sure that that's what they wanted and wasn't just what their coach wanted. But I knew from a physical standpoint, we're fine because of the nature of how we trained in the month of December. As far as the mental part of the game, I'm sure there'll be a couple things, especially for the younger players, the ones that were just the first year, we'll have to recalibrate a little bit. But I think with the time we have, we're not going to try to reinvent the wheel, and we're going to go out and play, with great energy and great excitement, and not make it real complicated, and see where the chips fall. And I think our guys, are going to play with great effort. And you know what? When you do that, you give yourself a chance.
Great. Can I just follow up? Is there any concern from your end about your own COVID issues with players leaving campus and with the numbers where they are in New Jersey?
I hope not. Steve, it's all across the country right now. So, but our guys we're a fully vaccinated team, and I'm confident that that with that and being extra careful when we get everybody back, that we'll be okay.
Tina.
Hi, Katie. Thank you so much. This question is for Coach Schiano. Coach, you mentioned how this was maybe something that you were expecting, which is why you guys trained after your last game, and that the players were excited. And I know it's hard to gauge in these virtual meetings, but could you take us a little bit more into the emotion when this became a reality? If certain things maybe some of your players have said, or just what you and your coaching staff, how you reacted?
Well, I think everybody was cautiously optimistic because we had gone through this once already, like really twice. We lost the final game, so we have no one to blame but ourselves, right? We had an opportunity to make ourselves bowl eligible, but we didn't do that. So then that evening, we all watched the scoreboard because we knew what had to happen for us to be able to play. And then there was a situation that arose as the week went on, the following week, that there might be an opening in one of the games. So it wasn't until Friday of that week, I believe it was Friday, that we finally got it's not going to happen. So then it was, from that point forward, it was really training. A lot of the guys that were planning to go to the NFL have been training because that's, obviously they're getting ready for workout days and combine and those kind of things. So I'm really comfortable with that part of it. And I really didn't have to. I called some guys when it first broke and I said, look, if this happens, what do you think? But then my phone started blowing up when our players saw it. I mean, they were texting me and, Gator emojis and all this kind of stuff. So they're fired up. Trust me, this is a team that'll be ready to play. And if there's guys who, I get, I've been an NFL head coach and I know the business side of the game. If there's guys who choose not to, I understand that. There's no hard feelings there, but we will come down with a team that whoever hits that field is going to play really, really hard and play the way that we play at Rutgers. So I know they're thrilled to have the opportunity, especially in a bowl of, this magnitude, and we're going to come down and have a good showing.
Thank you.
We have time for just two more, so we'll go Tom and Andrew. Tom, I'll let you go first.
Thank you. I have two quick questions. Greg, the first day you think you'll be able to practice is Tuesday or Monday?
No, we're gonna go out. We're gonna ramp up slowly. So we're gonna the guys will come back Saturday night, and then Christmas night. So they spend time with their family on Christmas, then get back. And 90% of our guys are a 2-hour drive from campus, so it's not a big issue. And then we'll get going on Sunday, and a lot of Sunday will be more mental and meetings than it'll be physical. But we'll go out and do some stuff just to kind of ease into it. And then we'll kind of escalate each day. And, I'm sure practice will feel a lot better when you get down in the 70s than it will up here. So we're looking forward to that as well. So we'll kind of build and ramp up to the game.
Okay. And the other question I have is for Greg. Teams usually make money on these games. Do you have to divide the pot in thirds, or does the A&M still get something, or is it split between Rutgers and Wake Forest, or what?
Well, obviously, the SEC would not receive any benefits from our game since they didn't play. But it also affects a lot of other dynamics that we have going on. So our financial model we had to start over again because it's a different model, different teams. certain it's not an SEC representative, so that changes some of the dynamics that involves with our sponsors and things like that. So we basically had to start over and certainly work to where we could provide the best, as much resources as we could to the representative to Rutgers. So we're fine tuning that. We're waiting to get some cost estimates from Pat and his staff so we can sort of formulate a financial opportunity here, but certainly we want to be fair to everyone, but everything is kind of last minute. So, our main thing is making sure that these student athletes and the staff have a great time, and they certainly will. A lot of great things in Jacksonville. So we're focused on that, and we'll deal with the dollars at some point in time.
Thank you.
And Andrew.
All right, good afternoon. This is a question for Coach Schiano. As others have said, this current sports landscape, there's so many different variables you have to account for. As part of your game planning, you're going up against a team who's made a bowl game 6 years in a row. So you're going up against a veteran team. Is there anything that you can lean to from what you've learned, this current dynamic, as well as your previous bowl experience, that you think is going to help for this coming Friday?
Well, as I mentioned, Andrew, you're exactly right. This is a program that's established. Dave and I have been close friends for a long time. We visit and share ideas and share football, share program building over the years. But I definitely will lean on our past experiences. We've had some really successful bowl games and bowl trips. So that, coupled with the work of everybody on Pat's staff and my staff, I think we'll make this a great trip for the players. I think we will get ourselves ready to play the very best that we can. And then, as I always say to the guys, you throw it out there, and as long as you play your best, you just see where they land. And that's what we're going to do. We're a developing program. I was here for 11 years the first time, and not very often do you get a chance to come back to your dream job. I got a chance to do it, and this is a big step for us. To be able to play in a bowl like this is very, very exciting for Rutgers football, for New Jersey. So we're thrilled and can't wait to do it.
Thank you, Coach. Any final remarks from Greg McGarrity or Chairman Deuce?
No, I'm so glad this is settled. We can have a good night of sleep and not have to worry about if we're going to have two teams. And so the great thing is we have two teams that want to be in Jacksonville. So that is great. And so things couldn't be better. And thanks to the staff and everyone for helping make it happen. It's been a total team effort. Thank you.
Yeah. And Pat and Greg, we're looking forward to hosting you and your teams and staff, and can't wait to welcome you to Jacksonville.
Thanks, Greg, and thanks, John. We're really, really excited. Can't wait to get down there either.
Awesome. Well, we have recorded this. I will send it out momentarily after it downloads, and we look forward to seeing everyone next week. Thank you.